right, Leo. Hey there. How's it going? Hoping all is well with you. So I'm doing an energy reading for the current thoughts and how absence is missed between you and your energy and the energy of the person that is calling on you, wants you, or that you're thinking about. This could be about anything recent, or as far back in the past as it applies to your situation. All right. I'll go ahead and see how they're feeling about you, how you're feeling about them. What do they want? What's going on? Do they miss you? How they miss you? How they acting based on what's going on as well. We have the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Wands. Both want to talk. We also have the Magician in the reverse here. I also have the Queen of Swords. First bottom of the deck is you. That is the Eight of Wands. Okay, and the second cut here is them with the Nine of Coins. I'm hoping things are not too crooked for you here. All right, and let's also see what oracles are here for the situation, or about the situation rather. All right, what else is here for you? Ooh, we have love. I mean, look at this though, if you think about it, you know, the Ace of Wands, the swords, got some stories here. All right, we've got picture, key on a ring. This card just really loves to show up. And passion. Okay, so this showed up for Scorpio, I believe, in this specific position. So let's go ahead and check in. Hopefully the stuff isn't too crooked for you. Now, like I mentioned, you're showing up with your Eight of Wands energy. Overall, I feel like, you know, there's a desire here to communicate, take some sort of direction. I feel like you miss them as much as they actually miss you. Maybe it's not talked about, but there's a desire for something to move or change, kind of start taking effect. Like maybe if it starts with a call, then it can get into like more, or starts with a text, then a call, then a hangout. I mean, love is here. There's unconditional love regardless. But I also feel like whatever's happening right now, self-love is also playing a role. Okay, so essentially, as much as one person loves the other and vice versa, the self-love and wholeness is also coming through. There's like lessons that are being kind of coming to the top here. I mean, they're missing you. It says so right there. Okay, so there's a little bit of kind of like a reflection time. I feel like this is somebody that wants to have some sort of commitment, or there was a desire to have some sort of a commitment. Okay, but the situation was like being strung along. Nothing felt like real or concrete. Like there could have been a lack of movement, lack of action. You know, this is a Sagittarius energy. I feel like the desire to communicate here with like determination is very strong. You know, I don't know, some of you, you know, you might be kind of, they may have even reached out. If they have not yet, they may be going to asking you to come out to see you, or if you can come see them. Or there could have been some sort of plans to have that going. So I feel like, you know, the missing each other phase is going to kind of perhaps end the second someone takes action in a decisive way. All right, they're showing up with the Nine of Wands here. Virgo energy, they're overthinking romance quite a bit. They're overthinking everything about it. They could be kind of like in a deceptive energy. Even though they're missing you a lot, they could, you know, be enjoying that sort of freedom or single life independence. But I feel like for a lot of you, the passion is just very strong, very like, you know, the interest is equal. It's showing up here, it's showing up here, and it's showing up here. It's just that right now, somebody is just kind of out there, doing their thing, but equally I feel like they see you picking up your own, you know, energy, and you're thriving as well, which I feel like secretly, you know, it's kind of like making them kind of like miss you and admire like the way you're handling things. Like it's kind of like secretly kind of exciting. I do feel like this is somebody that you know, it's they're not necessarily like the most stable when it comes to either structure or discipline. I feel like they're just in their thoughts quite a bit. So because of that, I feel like, you know, especially in the reverse, they come across like well, yeah, I didn't really quite say it just yet, but they come across as like a gold digger. So they like to kind of go where the energy thrives, and maybe they have to put just a little, like too little into the effort, but then everybody else is kind of like there, brings the food, the drinks, and they show up. So just like an example, but I feel like their actual like ability to invest is lacking. I feel like they miss your support, not like necessarily in financial status, but like, you know, energetically, resources wise, they miss your support quite a bit. But I feel like they're very obsessed. Okay, they're very superficial, which is kind of like, you know, that's why like they're kind of like, oh well, why isn't Leo kind of pursuing to fix this, heal this, or reach out, ask me to come over? I want to do all those things, but why isn't Leo doing it? And I feel like you're not doing it because you realize they're a little superficial here. The Ace of Swords, clarity, it's a card of clarity, naturally, air sign card. But I feel like they realize they made a mistake. I feel like they're coming through some sort of realization or breakthrough. Maybe they realize that the truth will kind of basically trump everything else that's going on. So if they came clean or they wanted to come clean, even if it's about how they feel, not about their actions, you know, they're thinking about that quite a bit. I feel like they want to cut through the silence right now. I really do feel like they miss you. I feel like you miss their ability to kind of well, you miss the time, I should say, when you used to be able to have like casual but honest conversations, and I feel like that's what's they're missing as well. Is and I feel like they kind of whatever caused the separation, whatever caused the current distancing, whether it was their idea, yours, or just kind of like mutual, kind of like things just slow down. They missed that kind of energy of it, like the intensity, which is in a good way, right? I feel like for a lot of you, there's again a desire to send some sort of a message. Maybe you're kind of leaning into the Ace of Swords a little bit. There's a desire to send something dark, sharp, direct, something that's just kind of like, what the F. But I feel like for some of you, this is somebody that's honestly realizing that's not about the Nine of Coins, because that's how they were presenting themselves. And I feel like they may be thinking about, or they are acting, they're withdrawing from their normal crowds and their normal habits. I feel like they're just trying to really figure out a way to make some space for you. It's what they want, okay? That's what's showing up. I feel like they see clearly. They do want you back, okay? And look, we have the Ace of Wands. Nice card, but it's a block. It's in the position of challenges and blockages. I feel like one of the biggest reasons they may not have reached out is perhaps they're just kind of still thinking through something. This is a new beginning, and it comes in the form of action, like a new action taken. It's showing multiple times that action is here. Sorry, that's my phone, but I have to leave it on because I'm expecting a call to let people in. So otherwise I would have it completely quiet, but now everything that happens you're gonna hear, and I apologize. So I feel like with this Ace of Wands, there's again that strong desire to bring the chase back. But in terms of blockages, I feel like they may not necessarily be feeling that confidence. They or that it's time to take action. They want to get your attention. They just don't know how. These are two breakthrough cards, by the way. So here we're looking at realizing what needs to be done, seeing the truth for themselves, or ready to talk about truly how they feel, what they want, or maybe that's something you're desiring from them. Maybe there's an opportunity for it to be mutual, so it doesn't really even matter who reaches out to the other person. It just feels like this is something that's attached to love and passion. So for me, with the Ace of Wands, again, another card of breakthrough, inspiration, new direction. And I personally read that as they really desire the connection, but the blocking is just more based on hesitation. And I feel like maybe they're just kind of a little frustrated. Maybe they're not getting some sort of like signal, and maybe they're hoping that there would be a signal out there, okay? Some of you, there could be a concern here. Maybe they're not acting on things because they are runners. So that's something that's really holding them back. Maybe you called them out on that as well. So the Magician is here in the reverse. I feel like this is somebody that's realizing, the manipulation has to stop. Here we feel like, in terms of taking action, they lack the clarity. So even though here we have these in challenging positions and updates, here we're realizing, okay, something's holding them back because they're not sure if what they're going to do is going to actually materialize, because they may be, like I said, a runner, a hopper, a skipper, a manipulator, not trying to be rude. But ultimately, I feel like communication is blocked because there could be a lot of trickery and deceit has come from them. So you may have them blocked. You're hoping they would reach out, or you might be thinking about unblocking and reaching out. Sure, this is how your energy is, but they didn't necessarily present themselves in the best of light, okay? I feel like, again, you miss them, but you don't miss the manipulation here, okay? So this person has the ability to do things right, but they always miss the mark for whatever reason. And I feel like right now they may be feeling slightly even more so powerless because you may have had like a certain impact on them when you blocked, or when with the current like frozen status, like unaware. But we have the Queen of Swords. We have a sword popping up again. It's all about truth here, okay? So I feel like this is, again, all about honesty, and doing it right rather than being a manipulative honest. So even if we want to have the gift of being honest or truthful, provide clarity, here we're like struggling a little bit because I feel like you already see them as the Magician in reverse. Here they're just really wanting to kind of come back and say something, okay, but they're still silently grieving. I feel like this is an energy that's loving you from a distance, missing you from a distance. All right. I feel like you miss them a lot. But you know, their ability to be honest has been very, very kind of shaky, especially because we have the Magician with the Queen of Wands. You know, somebody's waiting for the other person to do it. They're hoping you would approach them, maybe because you do have them blocked, so you have the upper hand. Others of you, I feel like, you know, they're just, you know, they want things to be done correctly, so they're trying to like manifest, but they're unable to because of their reputation to actually, you know, approach you correctly, apologize, do something that will kind of bring some sort of activity to the connection. Okay, so I feel like, you know, ultimately, you know, there's boundaries here of some sort. Something is being set, something is being designed in the terms of the Queen of Swords that kind of puts, again, the sword up and says, hey, wait, you know, like there's boundaries, right? So in that sense, I feel like you know, it's all going to be with the truth and about the truth, nothing else. It's just how it's going to be. And I feel like somebody's really standing firm with that. So I hope you enjoyed your reading, beautiful Leo. One final message for you from the universe about anything and everything. This is the universe saying hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good night. This is what I want you to know. So type Leo in the comments. Let me know if you're here as a Leo, or if you are cross-watching. You can type the word buffalo or even abundance. Your message is abundance and liberation are finally on the way. It comes to you now to remind you of the amazing manifesting power of gratitude. You will always have plenty when you express gratitude to every part of creation. All right, beautiful Leos. Love you all. Take care.